Hi everybody, welcome to Simply Scuba. Here we've got the Tauchsport Reef Hook. So this is a handy reef hook. This is basically if you're diving somewhere with particularly strong currents, so you want to be able to stay in one position without the current just drifting you away. You can hook this onto a rock, something secure, clip the other end to your BCD, and that kind of tethers you to one spot. Now obviously it's not this length when it's sort of fully extended, but yeah, let's take a closer look. Okay, so this is how it's going to arrive. So it comes on a little sort of cardboard display thing. I presume it has that kind of looped around or maybe kind of hooked onto itself, but this is how it arrived at my front door. It's cable tied on, so hopefully I've got something that can cut through those. And then there is your line. So it comes with this sort of daisy chain knot running through it. So that isn't its maximum length. You'll notice that I'm holding onto this loop for dear life, because as soon as you pull on that, the whole knot unravels. This is just a really neat way of keeping it sort of nice and contained, so you can kind of stow this away. Most divers end up clipping that off so that it doesn't undo. But yeah, this is how it arrives. Yeah, let's take a closer look at each and every part of it. Okay, so taking a closer look. So to start with, when it's in its kind of packaged state with this kind of repeating daisy chain, so it sits about 50 centimeters long, but then if you undo it, it's a bit like a magic trick. As you undo that knot, it just continually undoes itself, and then it runs to, let's call that just over a meter, about 1.2 meters or something. So yeah, a decent length. Bolt snap. So this is what's attaching onto your BCD. Stainless steel. It's got a rotating eye, decent size eye on that. The action on it is actually really nice. I quite like that. Very smooth, and yeah, you just clip that off onto a D-ring, and then the line just kind of holds you in position. This knot, it looks like a bowline, but it's quite a soft rope in that it slides over itself quite easily. So I probably reinforce that. I probably sort of cable tie it or do something just to sort of reinforce that, just so that if there's a certain amount of movement, it doesn't undo itself. The line itself, so this is what, sort of 5 mil thick, and yeah, it's decent strength, decent visibility as well, bright white with this kind of red stripe running through it, so you can see it quite easily. And then onto the other end, simple knot on there, that feels pretty strong, but again, I'd probably reinforce that. One thing that they have done is it feels like they've glued this end, so it's less likely to fray, but again, that's something that I'd probably reinforce just for longevity. And then the hook itself, again, stainless steel, very strong, does have a slight pointed tip, so if you're getting into a really kind of confined space, you can sort of hook it onto that. And yeah, it's a decent size, nice and strong. Yeah, can't go far wrong. Okay guys, just as a little extra, I thought this might be a little handy for you. I did actually fully measure it. It's actually 150 centimeters long when you outstretch it, but that's from the very curve of the tip to the tip of the bolt snap. But when you're putting it away, it's really easy. It's just a repeating knot. All you do is you start off by making a little loop, and then you pass a loop through that, and then from the other side you pass a loop through that loop that you just created, and then you basically just keep creating little loops, and then eventually you'll get to a stage where it's using up a lot of line, and then when you get to that final loop, yeah, you just use that bolt snap just to sort of stop it from unraveling itself. But when you want to deploy it, just undo that and then pull on the line, and it naturally just keeps undoing itself, and that's called a daisy chain. Okay, so that was the Tauchsport Reef Hook. Very simple device, but yeah, it's well constructed. The line is nice and strong. Hook itself, again, very nice and strong. Decent bolt snap on it as well. So yeah, the only thing that I would personally change is, yeah, that knot on the end. I'd probably tighten that up just slightly, just to reinforce that so that never undoes. But all in all, yeah, a pretty good general standard reef hook. You can't go far wrong. There's going to be more information on the website simplyscuba.com. Thank you for watching, and of course, safe diving.